You may know me from the Raw and Uncut, the DC show. But right now, I'm actually using my personal YouTube page. I don't know the email to my Raw and Uncut DC show because my partner in crime, Dustin, normally does all that for me because I can't figure this stuff out half the damn time. But what I'd like to do a review on is Survivor Series 2014. Alright, I happened to miss the Fandango return. I don't know if it started, earlier or what happened, but I missed that, so I ended up catching the Cesaro and Jack Swagger match. Missed majority of that because I had the bubble guts. Hey. But my wife happened to do a little FaceTime with me while I was on the crapper, and pretty much I seen majority of the match through FaceTime. But I can't have much thoughts on that. But old Jack Swagger pulled it off. That's all I do know about that match. So I guess we'll get right into the tag title with Los Matadores. I think I'm saying that right. Stardust, Goldust, the Usos, and Damien Mizdow and The Miz. All in all, a great damn match, to be honest with you. I think a lot of those are underrated. I think Los Matadores, I think they need to be canned, honestly. They don't do nothing for me. But I was actually pulling for Stardust and Goldust. My wife was pulling for the Usos, but it just so happens that Miz and Mizdow pulled this one off. It's actually, to me, it's actually going to be interesting to see how this unfolds because, as you see, Miz thinks he's the only champion. So how long is this going to go before, Damien Sandow wants his credit where credit is due? Because let's face the facts, he's the one that won this match. All right, we're going to go on to Team Page versus Team Natty. To try to... me and my wife always keep, score on this type of thing, and then naturally she went for Team Natalia for obvious reasons. A lot of the people on there she actually pulls for. On Team Page, if you ever watched the DC show, you know where I stand with her. I really can't stand her at all, really. But I do like Cameron, which is my whole reason for going for Team Page. But if you happen to watch it, you knew it was a total blowout. Natalia's team just manhandled that team, basically. So, yeah. Alright, and on to one of the matches I look forward to. Like I said, if you watched the DC show, you'll know that I'm a huge Wyatt family fan. It was Bray Wyatt versus Dean Ambrose. Started off pretty much with Bray Wyatt just coming in like a wrecking ball, basically, on Dean Ambrose. Went back and forth throughout the match. Could have been a little bit more violent to me, but I guess time will tell for that. As we know, this pretty much set up for the TLC pay-per-view coming up shortly. That's actually what disappointed me about this match. It seemed more like a promoting deal to me than an actual match. I mean, as soon as I started seeing the tables come out and, the chairs, and then ended it with the ladder, I figured, that was the hint towards the whole TLC thing. That's what, in a way, it's sort of genius, but it just took away from the match itself to me, so I guess it was a disappointment. Bray Wyatt won because of disqualification, which, hey, at least he got the win, but I was hoping for him to actually pin him. Excuse me. Alright, on to... I don't even know who this... Oh, yeah, it was the Bunny and Adam Rose versus Slater Gator. The Bunny pulled this one off. I'm interested to find out when time goes on actually who the Bunny really is, because if you see his move set from one show to the next, you know that this ain't always been the same Bunny. He's had a move set of Justin Gabriel at times and Zack Ryder at times, which I got the feeling is actually going to probably be neither. But I'd like to see how that's going to unfold and see what happens from there. I actually do like Adam Rose, but I think that in this era, it's just not the right time. People can say it's PG, but I think that, they could have pulled something like this off in the Attitude Era, because let's face it, you've had a lot of corny type gimmicks in the Attitude Era that people don't acknowledge nowadays, but there actually was. And on to the Brie AJ match. That was kind of crazy. I think that stepped outside of the PG era due to the kissing of Brie Bella and AJ. I was actually pulling for Nikki, and so was my wife, on both sides of the fence. We wanted her to win, and we picked them to win, actually. And it's going to be interesting how this changes, because it just seemed a little bit to me that old Brie Bella changed her thought process on this one. It seemed more like I don't like to use the word heel and face nowadays, because a lot of it doesn't exist, regardless if the internet world wants to admit it. A lot of these people are face nor heel. They're just reality era, I guess is what I would call it. But I'd like to see where it ends. If I didn't say it, forgive me for messing up from time to time, doing this solo here. But old Nikki is the champion. All right, on to Team Cena versus Team Authority. I figured Cena's team would pull this one off, for the fact of I got the feeling, the Authority, Triple H and Stephanie are taking time off, whether it's for the holidays or whatever the case may be with that. I figured Cena was going to pull it off, but I was actually going for Team Authority, because let's face the facts, every single one of those was star power. Cena's team, not so much, especially, not a fan of Big Show, never have been. He's just not that guy for me. But, I mean, majority of, Team Cena, other than Big Show, really stood out to me. Actually, this was probably, obviously, since it's main event, it's probably a lot of everybody's favorite moments. But I would like to state on the record, a lot of people that, do these reviews are pretty much going to talk about how Ziggler carried the match and how he showed he's a true main eventer. Or you're actually going to talk about Sting's debut. Me, on the other hand, I would actually like to talk about John Cena with this one, because a lot of y'all internet people like to hate on Cena and always say that, Super Cena, blah, blah, blah. Last night was a proven fact that he didn't have to be the main guy on this one. He pretty much ended it. He was the third man out. Obviously Big Show walked away after he knocked Cena out, basically backstabbing Team Cena. But you got to give credit where credit is due to Cena in this one. He let Ziggler shine. And to add to that, with old Ziggler, man, I've always thought that he's always been a main eventer. But what I'd like to say here is, everybody always thinks the main eventer has always got to win or overcome all odds all the time. Or to even be a fan favorite, you always got to win or get robbed for, you to pull for this guy. With Ziggler, it's a totally different case, man. He could, as you see, he's pretty much been a jobber majority of his career, but yet he still gets the loudest pop. Whether he begins the show, ends the show, in the middle of the show, regardless, just like his nickname is, the show off. He pretty much steals the show. Like, he's like the new version of Heartbreak Kid to me, Shawn Michaels. That he's got it whether he wins or loses. He's always going to look awesome, man. So my whole thing with that is, you don't have to win, to be a fan favorite, or to deserve main event status, and that just proved that last night. I don't really have much to say on this whole Sting thing. I'm sure, hopefully, I actually do want to do a review with Dustin and maybe his friend that he knows, Robert. Hopefully, we'll get better into this. But I really don't want to talk about Sting much in this video. What I will say is, regardless how you feel about Sting, whether he's a guy you just didn't even want to see to come to the WWE, or you're not a fan at all, regardless, you gotta admit, being as it was free for majority of the people that didn't go to the network, you got your money's worth last night, guaranteed, and not to mention you witnessed history. The guy from WCW that no one ever thought would come to WWE came last night, and honestly, I got chills myself, even though, like I said, as videos will come soon, you'll find out that I'm not a Sting fan by any means. I did like the old blonde-headed Sting that feuded with, Dusty Rhodes and people like that. I didn't care too much for the old Crow version of Sting. But credit where credit is due, and history where history, will never happen like this again, ever. You got to give it to him. And you got to give Vince, Triple H, whoever pulled the strings to make this happen, you got to give credit there, man. It sort of leaves you speechless. That's why it's hard to state on here. But I will say this, for people that thought it was a bad idea for it to be free and saying that, they're trying to get people to tune in, you don't understand. You missed the whole point of they gave it free for the fact of people that maybe didn't even want to pay $9.99. They gave them a chance to be like, damn it, it is actually worth $9.99. And I'm the type of person, whether WWE starts to be garbage, is at the top. Either or way, I'm still going to watch it faithfully. For reasons like this, you never want to miss that moment. Just like you never want to miss the moment that Stone Cold happens to return, or just anybody, or just amazing moment like hate to bring up the streak again, but that's the type of moment you don't want to hear from the internet, or you don't want to hear from this friend, or see it the Monday after the pay-per-view. It's better to witness this stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I will always be a WWE fan. I want to end it with this. Let's see, a lot of it I'm speechless with. I got to get a little hyped up about it, and with Dustin that will happen, but I just wanted to get a few things off my chest and, do a little bit of review maybe, because, Dustin won't all about a lot of this matches. He was pretty much just looking forward to the Cena Authority match, and honestly, he really wasn't looking forward to that till, what happened. So, we'll probably talk more about that on this next video. Forgive me if I got tongue-tied through a lot of this. A lot of it is actually emotional to me. So, yeah. I'm going to post this on the old DC show. I'd like to hear a few comments from y'all. And, yeah. Follow the buzzards.